Hi, everyone. Welcome back to this week's episode of Everyday Enlightenment. My team and I are super excited. We are working on new ways for you to work with me face to face online. Make sure you subscribe to the newsletter below. I don't want you to miss this. With that, let's get to this week's question for Everyday Enlightenment. Happy New Year to you, RJ. I just recently discovered your YouTube channel and I've been enjoying the videos. I guess I'm a little bit confused on my current state. I was meditating for over a year regularly, and this was my main spiritual practice. Recently, I've started integrating more self-inquiry and less meditation. However, I find that I've become very unmotivated and detached in recent months. Regular day-to-day life seems rather pointless and meaningless. I feel the momentary peace of staying in the self, but want to remain at peace. It's like I've peeked into the greater true reality, but I'm sort of hitting a wall. I realize this is probably my ego resisting and also making my spirituality a thing to obtain and master. It seems this could be a normal side effect, but I wanted to see if you had any advice on how to manage this. Ladislaw. I hope I pronounced your name correct, Ladislaw. Thank you very much for the question. Okay, this is a very good question. You've been meditating for a year. Recently, you've transitioned more into self-inquiry, and now you're feeling very unmotivated and detached. Regular day-to-day life seems rather pointless and meaningless. Okay. Well, what's happening is what was driving your behavior prior to developing a meditation and self-inquiry practice, what was driving that behavior was your ego-mind identity. Okay, now the ego-mind identity is what we can call the matrix. It belongs to and is part of everything that is here that actually has nothing to do with the real you. Okay, so through meditation or self-inquiry, we begin to shake free or dissolve aspects of the ego-mind identity. So all the things that was driving our thoughts, emotions, actions, and behaviors are starting to wilt away. And now all of a sudden, life seems pointless. We're not really motivated to do anything because what was driving our actions and behaviors was the ego-mind identity. And your metaphysical work on yourself is removing or dissolving aspects of it. So now there just doesn't seem to be any point in what you were doing before because that level of control that your ego-mind identity had over your day-to-day life is dwindling. And so now it becomes, I don't know what to do with myself. I feel very detached and day-to-day life feels very pointless. Okay. This is a normal progression, Ladislav. This is a normal progression, okay? So we go from doing everything at the behest of the ego-mind identity to working on ourselves, and that level of control over our consciousness and therefore our body of energy begins to dwindle. So now all of a sudden we find life, I don't know what to do with myself. This just seems pointless. Well, to the real you, probably most of what you were doing at the behest of your ego-mind identity is pointless and meaningless because it has nothing to do with the real you. Okay. Now, as we continue with our self-inquiry work and understanding more and more of the true self, what we really are, soon enough, I promise you, soon enough, the body-mind will start to align itself and attune itself to what you really are. Now, the motivation and the desire and the excitement to be what you really are and simply experience yourself through the act of creation, which is what it is that you say, do, everything, every notion that you give birth to, will then be a reflection of the real you. Now, what the real you is passionate about is normally in relation to where its talents and abilities lie. But we have to make this transition from being completely controlled to having no control and no idea, to not being controlled at all, I should say, and having no desire or seeing the pointlessness in the previous way that we had been behaving and operating and living. You have to give yourself time to discover the real you and how to experience it directly, and then therefore express it through creativity. Okay, and by the way, my second book talks specifically about this, about deprogramming the subconscious mind and then being able to discover, express, and be the real you. Okay, it's exactly where you're at, Ladislaw. Okay, it's exactly where you're at. This is normal and this is natural. Allow yourself to feel your excitement and passion about what it is that you're excited and passionate about. And if it's not present in this moment, that's okay. It just means the transition away from the ego mind identity is not yet quite complete in order for the true self to make itself completely present and known and be the dominant force in your life. Okay? I hope that makes sense. This is very normal. In your stillness, okay, there's no need to come out of the self. Okay, let's not create this dualistic nature within ourself. Okay, duality is created. It doesn't actually exist. You are the real you always. It's just whether your attention is dwelling within and as the real self, or your attention is upon something else, like your egoic mind. Okay, so there really is no duality. We create it based upon a lack of control over where our attention goes. Continue to reside within the self, within the presence, within the beingness of the real you, and then simply take your beingness and put it into your doingness. Take your beingness and put it into your doingness. Now there's no searching for meaning and purpose, because you are the meaning and you are the purpose, the real you, experiencing the depth of yourself and then allowing it to play within this realm. So the beingness into the doingness. Just let it happen. Let it flow. And if there isn't flow yet, let the flow come to you. It will. It will. This is very normal, Ladislav, just so you know. Very normal. You remove the EMI and it's like, oh my goodness, my life is pointless. Because that character no longer has dominion over your consciousness and your body of energy. The real you is here now. Allow yourself to marinate within it. And then take that beingness and put it into your doingness. Okay, I hope that helps, Ladislaw. It's a great question. It's a great question. And I hope that was helpful for everybody as well. I'm sure there's many people in the exact state, if you will, that Ladislaw is in. Beingness into doingness. Don't search. You're already it. Okay, my friends. Thank you so much for the question, Ladislaw. I'll see you all next week. And until then, be well.